just doing a little bit of playing before we get started here. Um, so just bear with me here a little bit, and we'll be getting to this in just a second. I think this is going to be a good episode. I see me and John Green is in the house. Good evening, John. We'll give it a few more minutes and then we'll get started. We've got a lot of ground to cover tonight on production, so I hope you'll stick around and enjoy it. And I don't really have a lot to say until we actually get into the conversation, which I will start in just another minute or so. Give a chance for a few other people to pop in, hopefully. We'll see who makes it. See you. Is it Stevie's birthday? Yeah, it is Stevie's birthday today. Yeah, I knew that. That's why I broke into a little bit of Stevie. Most people that know me know that Stevie's probably my favorite musician on the planet. So, anyway. Let's get started, shall we? Tonight I'm going to take you through a song that was given to me in kind of demo form, and I've had to take it to the next level, so to speak. So, having said that, I am a producer. I've been producing for over 35 years. Have about 100 albums to my credit, ranging from Curtis Mayfield, Benny King, The 3 Degrees, Shy Lights, a lot of blues albums, some jazz albums, Bob Thompson. I've done some work with Gerald Albright, Kirk Whalum. So I'm not going to get into my entire resume because that would eat up all our time, of course. But seriously, so I have some credentials to know what I'm talking about. And I found that over the last 20, 25 years, there's really two types of producers that we have now. We have those producers who make beats. They kind of put a little thing together and somebody sings or raps over it or whatever, but it's typically, maybe even 2-4 bars at best, and it just kind of repeats, and the vocals kind of take it to to other places. Then you have producers like myself who are very old school. We come from we play an instrument. Typically we have something under our belt pretty well. In my case, piano. And with that, we understand music, different elements and components of music, how to arrange, how to write for strings, write for horns. We've kind of had to do it all at some point. And today's producer does have to do it all. Nowadays, you're the writer, the arranger, so to speak, the mix engineer, the whole bit. So, but we're going to cover a song that was given to me by a young lady who her producer lost all her tracks. Always back up. That's first and foremost. That's first rule of producing in the digital era is back up multiple times. So her problem was she had to do a TV, or not a TV, she had to do a performance at the Hard Rock Cafe, and she needed a track to sing to. Well, she couldn't use hers because her vocals were on it. She contacted me about maybe just playing piano behind her, just, recording myself playing piano, and she was going to sing to that. And then that led to somewhere else. So I'm going to start with playing her original, I'm going to call it a demo at this point. Let's just give it a listen. It's short, but you'll get an idea. And then we'll watch the evolution of it. So here we go. This is her original that her and her producer at the time came up with.
I don't feel the same anymore. I only know what it's like to feel torn. A magnet attraction pulled me in fast, and I kept on losing traction as if I was worn out.
Lots of verb.
I don't feel the way, I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the same. My heart wants more.
All right, now they introduced a little pad.
Conversation to a fight. It's always on my mind.
All right, now he's going to bring in a beat,
Always on my heart of gold, a platinum mind.
which consists of a kick and finger snaps.
Never had to learn the hard way. Money rained down on you all day. Video games can't teach, won't show you how to love. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the same.
Now her vocals are very strong. All right, there you have it. That was the original piece. Now, what she asked me to do was to create a piano track for that. Now, I could have done that just the way she did, just playing the two chords. Just a simple G to F. So that just kind of, she's singing in her background vocals, she's singing much more than that. And the way her vocals move, they lead to so much more. First of all, having that piano right here just kind of steps on where her vocal is. Just listen to that section one more time very quickly.
I only know what it's like to feel torn. a magnet attraction pulled me in fast, and I kept on losing.
So the piano is not supporting her at all. So when I redid the track through the magic of technology and Cubase, which is my DAW of choice, by the way, and I don't get paid to say that, but I was able to extract her vocal pretty well. So I created a track with just her vocals and my piano. So now let's listen to that. And it go a little something like this.
I don't feel.
Hang on a second. Why is that doing that? Well, we're not going to worry. All right. So right away you can hear I'm down here. I'm going to give her vocal a little bit of meat. So
I don't feel the same anymore. I only know what it's like to feel torn. A magnet attraction pulled me in fast, and I kept on losing traction as if I was worn out. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel that way, I don't feel the same like I once more.
all right, now I'm going to stop it right there for 1 second. You notice I started creating some chord changes around her. We had, where she just had this. When she got to that one section, I could start moving things. And then I created a pre-chorus for her when she sings the so I had a nice little change going there. So all of a sudden we've created a little bit of tension in the song. So let's continue from that point.
I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel that way. I don't feel the same like I once more. I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to a fight. It's always on my mind. Always on my.
Okay, so now the chorus, where she had just going back and forth there, I took those same two chords, but instead of an F, I just dropped a D in the bass to give it a little more. So you can kind of hear where that changes that whole mood. And then I had a little resolution at the end. Which will take you right back to that section there. So let's pick it up from the chorus one more time. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll kind of do some A-being. All right, so here's her chorus. Let's find it.
Conversation.
It should always remember to mark where you're at in the song. It very much helps.
Knew something wasn't right. Conversation to a fight. It's always on my mind.
All right, now we'll listen to that same section when I redid the piano for her.
Conversation
back to a verse.
Always on my heart of gold, a platinum mind. Know my worth, I'm one of a kind. Never had to learn the hard way. Money rain down on you all day. Video games can't teach, won't show you how to love. I don't feel the way. I don't feel the way.
There's the pre-chorus again.
I don't feel the way. I don't feel the same. My heart wants more. I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to avoid. It's always on my mind.
Now I created a double chorus for her because her song came in at like 2 minutes. And I'm a big fan of 2-minute songs, but it still had places to go that she hadn't explored yet. So, having done all that, you can hear a few artifacts from her when I lifted the vocal out of her original mix. So I could not do much with all the reverbs and everything else, even though I did tame them some. But what I did was I went in and I took the song and I just did a full production on it. So we're going to listen to that, and then we're going to break down some of the elements from there.
I don't feel the same anymore.
Now, I used the same piano that I had done in the track that I had given her to do for the Hard Rock Cafe. So, I'll give you the artist name and everything a little later. She really is a great singer, a lovely person, and I hope we get to work together more in the future. So, all right, so here's everything again. I started the song off with a recording of my heartbeat because I could. I just thought it fit the mood of the song. So you'll hear the dum-dum. That's my actual bum ticker going there.
I don't feel the same anymore. I only know what it's like to feel torn. A magnet attraction pulled me in fast, and I kept on losing traction as if I was worn out. I don't feel the way. I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel the way. I don't feel the same. My heart wants more. I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to avoid. It's always on my mind. Always on my heart of gold, a platinum mind. Know my worth, I'm one of a kind. Never had to learn the hard way. Money rain down on you all day. Video games can't teach, won't show you how to love.
I'm going to play this all the way through and then break it down a little
I
bit.
don't feel the way. I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel the way. I don't feel the same. My heart wants more. I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to avoid. It's
completely redid her ending vamp here. She didn't really have a vamp. So all this I created for her. And there you have it. I basically added just under a minute to the song, made it comes in around 3:22 somewhere there, about a minute and 3 seconds longer. But it it has much more emotional impact now. Um, see, somebody asked if I was able to remove any of the reverb. Only a little bit. I was given this is what I was given was a stereo track of her vocal.
I don't feel the same anymore. I only know what it's like to feel torn.
And because it was coming from the original source and sent in stereo, it made it a little tougher. Now, one of the things I did to kind of fatten that up a little bit is a little trick that I'm aware of, where I copy that lead vocal, as you can, well, I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, you should be able to see this. Here, yeah, I got five, 1, 2, 3. I copied her lead vocal 4 different times. I can't get all of these on the screen for whatever reason, but trust me, there you go. So these are the 4 copies of this one vocal. But what I do is I detune each one of them. Don't cry. We're not done yet. So when I took all 4 of those of the copies of the lead vocal, I detuned them slightly and mess with the panning a little bit, and you get that. There's a little more phasing in it than I would have liked, but when you add that to the original vocal,
I don't feel the same anymore.
See, all of a sudden it gets bigger and a lot wider.
I only know what it's like to feel torn. A magnet attraction pulled me in fast, and I kept on losing traction as if I was worn out. I don't feel the way.
We'll go through the chord, right up through the chords.
I did before. I don't feel the way. I don't feel the same. My heart wants more. I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to a fight. It's always on my mind.
All right, now in regards to that reverb, one of the things I did do was I didn't use reverb on a lot of the instruments to kind of absorb some of that. So when you hear all that with everything going on, it's not as overwhelming.
I knew something wasn't right.
Now, the other thing about the chorus now that wasn't happening before, if we go to her original version.
It's always on my mind.
There's no movement there whatsoever. It's just chord and a pad, and they just kind of, sit there and play through. Here, just with some hi-hats, it all of a sudden gives it some movement. I took, when she does the, I have some things doubling with her, like, these are moving with her vocal.
Knew something wasn't right.
And don't worry, kid, I'm not giving out secret sauce. I'm just kind of telling you where to put it on the burger. You got to figure out what the ingredients are. But I'm not opposed to doing that. Okay, so that's one of the things. And if you notice prior, when we had the drums in, let's bring the drums in for a second. There's a bunch of them. Well, it's not as many as it could be. So, like on her verses, I kept it very simple.
Pull me in fast in.
Well, this is on, that was her pre-chorus. Yeah, that's the first time drums enter, actually.
Magnet attraction. Pull me in fast in. I kept on losing traction as if I was worn
Now when we
out.
get to the pre-chorus right here,
I don't feel the way. I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel the
I'm
way.
keeping it simple.
I don't feel the same.
But now
when
here comes the
hearts
movement.
mourn.
Let me take the
Knew
strings back out.
something wasn't right. Conversation to avoid.
See, so that moves that chorus along pretty well. Now, you see here we have some background parts. And those weren't separated, so what I had to do was kind of separate them myself. In other words, they're as they were, I just kind of, like right here. Now, she used that towards the end of the song, but she was actually going through the chords or enough around them where when I put the piano in, you can hear. See, so that I was able to use her own parts as a pad. So when you get to that section of the song, just be on the listen out for those. Here we go.
Had to learn the hard way. Money rain down on you all day. Video games guaranteed.
See, they're functioning as a pad there. I'll take her vocals out, her lead vocals, so you can hear that lead into it. So that was kind of cool, being able to use her as her own instrument. Some other things that are in here, I kept the bass is very simple throughout the whole thing. Just a. just kind of holding it down. Didn't need to get too fancy with it. I've got a couple little rhythmic things that happen in and out of that. This is a trick right here that I learned from Stevie Wonder. If you've ever listened to the record You and I, excuse me, you may recognize this. This is what it is. Okay, so, and let me see if I can't, did I use, hang on, I have to, okay, now, this part originally, here's how it was originally played in, just so you can get an idea. So what I do there, if you've ever listened to the song You and I by Stevie Wonder, it's just him and a piano, and then he plays all this Moog stuff. And back in the day, on a synthesizer, you can only play one note at a time. So he would make a pass playing a particular passage, and then he'd play to it randomly. From what I understood, he would not even listen to what he did before. He would just play the next thing. And then when you put them all together, you get things that nothing's really always moving together. There's different lines that are going in and out. And then I put a plug-in on it called Movement so that I could get a very sparkly, kind of, shimmery kind of sound. So when that comes in with the vocal, you'll hear it all now. I kept on losing traction as if I was I got too many tracks in. Sorry, I had the demo and the other. Attraction, pull me in fast, and I kept on losing traction as if I was moving out. And I only use it on that very first time, because the next time is when I use those background vocals as her background part. So we're only using that the one time. And I'm a big fan of introducing things, new things, every time the same thing comes around. So like on that section there too, I have a cello part. And I also have some violins. And if you notice, I've got the cello is moving downward, the violins are moving upwards. That's called contrary motion. That's a it creates a lot of dynamic within things. So when you add that to that little sparkly part, and of course it builds right up before she goes into the pre-chorus. It drops you right in there, so you've had a nice build to get there. What else do we have in here? Okay, when we get to that pre-chorus, I introduce some guitar arpeggios. I actually have two things happening. I have the arpeggio guitar. also have these guitar chords that I ran through a Leslie cabinet simulator. Where did they go? Oh, I got to get back here. Just in case anybody's wondering, I only look smart, so there's a guitar just kind of running through the Leslie cabinet simulator. And when we take both of those, and you hear that along with her vocal.
I don't feel the way, I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel that way, I don't feel the same. My heart wants more.
And then the other thing I have on that particular section, just to drop it in, is this little, I just call it a little E minor drop. I'm just hitting an E minor chord just to let it do its thing. So when you hear that with the guitars, might help if we put that other guitar in. All the while I'm trying to keep things out of the way of each other. So that part really works best with the guitar going through the Leslie simulator. And I can have that E minor chord continue let me get here, where it's echoing, because there's the E minor, but if I just change the bass, it's that C major 7. So the chord, even though it's echoing, it works through both of those very nicely. So that takes you through her pre-chorus. And then when we get to the chorus, we kind of touched on how I did some of the strings here, but I'll reintroduce them again. Let's get that. Here we go. So we're back to that string part there. Let's put a little bit of that bass in. So, what else do I have? I have a couple of other, I've got one other guitar arpeggio part when her next verse starts, when the second verse comes in.
Heart of gold, heart of
Here.
gold, oh, glad my mind, no.
I introduced this part here. A distorted guitar. Now, something I learned from Jimmy Jam Terry Lewis is whenever you have something pretty, add something ugly to it. And if you got a song that's ugly, add something pretty to it. So this was the ugly for this song. But as you can see, it works. Again, it fits the mood. That's called auto repeat, loop function. So the only other thing that I did differently now, when I broke down her, I added that second chorus, and then for the ending, I just took one of her vocal phrases, this particular one right here. Always on my mind. I just took that and use it as part of the vamp, so that you get always on my mind. Always on my mind. Then with her background vocals, I went back and I used that part again, but I use them a little differently this time. So here's that section with the music in. I'll give you a couple of these, always on my mind, and I'll be right back. Enjoy. Always on my mind. Always on my mind. Always on my mind. And there you have it. So that's pretty much a breakdown of the whole thing. So we went from a 2-chord demo. I don't feel the same anymore. I only know what it's like to feel torn. A magnet attraction pulled me in fast, and I kept on losing traction as if I was worn out. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel that way, I don't feel the same. My heart wants more, and I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to avoid. It's always on my mind. Always on my. So that's your that was the original. Then we went to the piano. Always on my mind. Well, get to the beginning real quick. And you'll notice on the piano version, since I didn't know I was going to do anything else with this, I kind of place fills and. I don't feel the same anymore. I only know what it's like to feel torn. A magnet attraction pulled me in fast, and I kept on losing traction as if I was worn out. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel that way, I don't feel the same. finished piece, complete with my heart. So I can literally say I put my heart and soul into this piece.
I only know what it's like to feel torn. A magnet attraction pulled me in fast, and I kept on losing traction as if I was worn out. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the same. My heart wants more. I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to avoid. It's always on my mind. Always on my heart of gold. Applied my mind. Know my worth. I'm one of a kind. Never had to learn the hard way. Money rain down on you all day. Video games can't teach. Won't show you how to love. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the way I did before. I don't feel the way, I don't feel the same. My heart wants more. I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to avoid. It's always on my mind. Always on my mind. I knew something wasn't right. Conversation to avoid. It's always on my mind. Always on my mind. Always on my mind. Always on my mind. Always on my mind.
So there you have it. The artist's name is a young girl named NJ. You can find her on Spotify. This version won't be up there. She dropped her record before we got a chance to work together, and she really is a good singer. She does all her own backgrounds. I'm told she did them all in one take. I don't doubt it. She's been over here, and we've done some playing and thrown about some ideas together. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I don't try and hide anything because it's not like I'm Superman or anything. I know I'm learning just like everybody else. I've just been learning for a lot more many years. But yeah, her name is NJ on Spotify. I think on Instagram the name is NJ. So follow her, look her up. She's a wonderful person, and I hope we could see a little bit of the difference of when you have a beat making producer, as opposed to maybe an old school producer. I don't know any other way to call it now. Both methods have their place, and are very beneficial. She's like 20. I think maybe 21. No, I don't think she is 21. She just turned 21 because she's working at a bar now. So, and that's a shame. She needs to be singing much more. Any other questions that you have in terms of how things were done, or I didn't get into EQs and what my chains are and things like that. Everybody is different on that. I know certain things work, some things don't. People who have been producing for a while have their go-tos, just like, as a piano player or a musician in general, you have ideas that you always fall back on. Sometimes you hit on a happy accident and then you've added to the toolbox. But for the most part, this was a labor of love. It's always great working with someone who's so talented, and I can't wait till we can actually do something together. If I could have only had those vocals separated, this could be an entirely different piece from where it's at. But we work with what we have. I'd like to give a quick shout out. I don't know if he's still in here or not, but DJ Kid Star, he does Thirsty Thursdays. He's going to be starting at about 9 o'clock. And wonderful DJ, great person. He and I have worked together on some projects. So check him out for a little bit. Tell him to play something we've done. He'll do it. Like nobody wants to play anything they've done. No, nobody wants to hear that. We're always dying to play something we've done. So if you ask for something, one of his tunes, he'll be more than glad to accommodate you. Anyway, if no one has any questions, I guess that's going to be it for this episode. We'll do more things like that. Just so you're aware of what my channel is hoping to be, I am going to be teaching a little piano. I will be doing Mondays and Thursdays. I did one this past Monday, but I was all over the map. This is all kind of new to me. So I will be, this was like a very good, I thought this was a good platform for this song. And I will do other songs as we go. But I'll be teaching some piano, some music theory, because these are all things that are important in being able to put together something like this. The more you know, the more, it's having the toolbox. You can do a lot with a hammer and a screwdriver. I can't. I have no mechanical aptitude whatsoever. But you get what I'm saying. You can do a lot with just a couple of things, but you can do so much more. So that's why with some people I work well with who only do beats, and then I can come in on top of that and add the other flavors. So, collaboration. If you ever need to contact me, I think my info was on Twitch. I'm easy to find. Amato's music everywhere. So I think that's going to wrap it up for this evening. And I appreciate everybody that came in and hung out, or even if you didn't hang out. But right now it's time to turn it over to Kid. I think he's going to be getting ready. Maybe we can, I don't know if he'll play whatever you want. He's that kind of guy. So go ahead and enjoy his hour. hours. And I'll see you back here Monday, and we'll talk some piano and music theory at that point. All right. Peace, everyone.